So Demon Slayer season 2 is finally out on Funimation. I believe it airs every Sunday right now, at least here in the States. And so that's exciting, but I actually wanted to give my thoughts on Muzan. Yep, Big Daddy Muzan himself, because he's such a weirdo and he makes very odd decisions. So strange, especially for someone who is the main antagonist in the Demon Slayer series. So before we carry on, I just want to say light spoiler warnings for whatever that's worth. And I'm recording this on a whim on my laptop because if I don't, I'll probably forget what I'm going to say. So yeah, let's just carry on. So again, Muzan is the bad guy, right? He is Ganon in the Legend of Zelda series. You have to defeat him in order to save the princess and save Hyrule, right? And so you would expect for someone who is the cause of all this pain and suffering, he is the cause of the demons, he is why the demon slayers exist and do what they have to for the last 300 something years to be the embodiment of evil. You would expect someone who's been around for 300 years to be able to be conniving and scheming and manipulative and cunning and dastardly, being able to stay a step ahead of the Demon Slayer Corps. That's why he's been so difficult to pin down for so long. I mean, none of the current Hashiras even know what he looks like or even sounds like, let alone being even to have a chance encounter with him. So when Tanjiro runs into him and notices his scent in that crowd, it really sets Muzan off. Like, to the point where he just turns a guy into a demon without hesitation. And Tanjiro is doing his best to restrain this guy, and like Jake from Adventure Time, and Tanjiro is like, Muzan! Muzan! I know who you are, and I'll kill you! I don't care how long it takes, but I'll kill you! And he's like causes such a commotion that the local police has to show up, and they're like, boy, what's your problem? Like, what's this guy ever done to you? And it's interesting because that's the first time you meet him. And you can very clearly see that he's well dressed and well spoken. He's married. He has a daughter, whether or not that's his biological daughter or whether it's one that he adopted when he married this lady. Don't know. Doesn't matter. Because in that moment, you can see that Muzan's capable of showing affection. He's capable of pretending like he cares for these people, whether or not these feelings are genuine or not. It doesn't matter because it's ultimately to Muzan's end goal, whatever that might be. And later on, when Muzan's in that alleyway and he runs into his two drunks and the guy's sister, and Muzan's thinking about Tanjiro, and then he like realizes he's wearing those Hanafuda earrings, and Muzan's irritated, and just in a fit of rage, he kills these two people, just no hesitation. And the sister's like, "Oh my God, you murdered them! You're a killer! I can't believe you did that! You're a murderer!" And Muzan's like, "Oh no, no, death's easy, because there are other things that are much worse than that." And he just fucking shoves his finger into her forehead and gives her all this blood and this exposition about how he is Muzan, right? And she's convulsing and turns into this flesh pile of a demon and dies. And he stops what he's doing and looks up in that kind of frustration, thinking about Tanjiro. And you're just like, man, this guy is bad. Like, he's a baddie. And you're like, God, this is the guy that Tanjiro has to fight? Fuck, that's gonna be scary. And especially after the whole Mugen Train arc, right? Like after Rengoku, Tanjiro, the boys, and Nezuko went through this massive effort to defeat Lower Moon 1, it's a great victory. Yes, it was the combined efforts of a Hashira, 3 Demon Slayers, and Nezuko, but this is as close as we'll ever get to an Upper Moon at that particular moment. Yes, there have been powerful demons before, but even the Hashira say it in the first season, where it's like, yeah, okay, we ran into and defeated Lower Moon 5, but I mean, that was two Hashiras on the scene, and it took the combined efforts of the Demon Slayer Corps in order to do this. And it's been so long since any one of us has even begun to fight an Upper Moon. Like, are we capable of doing this? But in that victory, in that moment of solace after the defeat Lower Moon 1, and it is a massive victory because at that point you're like, yeah, it's going to be hard, but it's not going to be impossible. The road ahead of us isn't going to be so difficult as we thought. It's just going to take a little more effort. It's going to take a little more training, but it's doable, you know. And right as they're able to breathe a sigh of relief, in comes Upper Moon 3, Akaza. And I was like, oh, Muzan, you little bitch! I can't believe you're like Makoto Shishio, where you're like, hey, Kenshin, I see you're here to fight me on equal footing. And you're like, Makoto, he's not here, he's not fighting you on equal footing. He just spent the whole last 100-something episode fighting your dumb Jupagatana guy in Aoshi. Aoshi, what were you even doing there? Go away, Makoto, fuck off, just go away. You're not a better swordsman than Kenshin, all right? If you were, you would fight him one-on-one, but you're not. He's all tired and sick. Goddamn Aoshi. Anyways, I really thought, like, that's how Muzan was, and I was like, yo, you conniving little bitch, Muzan. I can't believe you did that. What a dick move. Muzan's like, yeah. I see you defeated Lower Moon 1. Congratulations on that. But let's see how you handle an Upper Moon. And you know what? I'm not going to even send 6. I'm not going to send Upper Moon 5. I'm going to send Upper Moon 3. 3 levels above Lower Moon 1. And, with Rengoku's sacrifice, they're able to ward off Upper Moon 3. But at that particular moment, you really saw that there was a massive power difference, a massive difference between the lower moons and the upper moons. And then when you just thought that it was doable, you're like, oh my god, the road ahead is going to be so difficult. We're going to lose people and it's going to be hard. And if this is what the upper moons are like, we have to slug through 6 of these people before we can get to Muzan? That's gonna be hard! And again, you really, at that particular moment, especially when he sent Upper Moon 3 to take care of Rengoku and the boys, you see why Muzan was such a threat. Because he was so willing to just throw a very powerful demon to get rid of the problem. At least that's what it was until the second season, at least for me. And the second season starts, and there's this little boy going to a bookstore at night. And you're like, hey, what's up with this little boy? Oh, it's Muzan, isn't it? Yeah, it's Muzan. That makes sense. Wait, no it doesn't. Why is it Muzan? Muzan, what happened to your daughter and your wife? And what if Muzan was in charge of a factory or a company? What about the 300 people who work for you? What did you do with them? Oh, I just got bored with it. Okay. Did you eat them? Yeah. Your wife, your daughter, and all 300 of your employees? Yeah. They had families. What did you do with them? Ate them also. And their immediate friends? Yeah. That's weird. What? That's, what? And so you just abandon. I mean, even if he didn't eat them, right? Even if he was just like, oh yeah, hun, I'm gonna be on an extended business trip to America or Europe, wherever the hell he's going. And all right, I'll make sure I send money. See ya. And he just leaves. And you're like, you just abandon that life to take on the identity of this little orphan boy. So you, in hopes, mind you, in hopes that this pharmacist will adopt you and you'll somehow manipulate their feelings so they love you like their natural born son because they can't have any kids. And they'll develop a cure for you? That, there's so many factors in that, Muzan. There's so many factors in that. That's such a risky play. It leaves so much stuff to chance. It's like, Muzan, wouldn't it have made more sense if you just showed up on this guy's doorstep, knocked on his door late at night, and be like, look, I apologize for meeting with you so late at night, but I have a very rare skin disease that makes it difficult for me to travel during the day. And I hear that you're a very talented pharmacist, probably the best in Japan. And I was hoping that you would be able to help find a cure for me so that in doing so, we can cure other people who have the same ailment. And then the pharmacist will be like, oh, well, yeah, that's a very noble cause, but, developing medicine can be very expensive. And again, because Muzan is Muzan and he's well dressed and looks like a respected member of the community, he could just be like, "Oh, I understand that. I'm very willing to pay. Let's just get this done." And or money's no option. Let's just get this done. And the pharmacist's gonna be like, "Cool, cool, cool, cool. No, let's do this." And then you wouldn't have to abandon your life. You wouldn't have to eat people. You just That's weird, Muzan. Why did you make this decision to just like he just got bored? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this now. That's such an odd decision, Muzan. Oh, you know what? And then the oddity doesn't end there. No, no, that would have been like, oh, okay, cool. No, no. Akaza shows up. And Akaza is giving his report about how he killed a Hashira, and Muzan's all pissed, and he tears up a book that has information about the blue spider lily, which he needs to hopefully find a cure for him, right? He's just like, why did you do that? What was the point in that? It's like, what are you doing? Stop being a weirdo. And so again, back to Akaza. Akaza gives this report, and Muzan's all pissed, and he's like, I didn't send you there because you are powerful. I sent you there because you happen to be close. It's like, really, really, you sent Akaza because he happened to be close? Like, what if Akaza wasn't close? What if Akaza was somewhere else? Would you have just let Rengoku and the boys go? And just like, yeah. It's like, really? Yeah, just let them go. So, well, I know. I know they just defeated Lorman 1. And I could say Akaza. But, I mean, Akaza's kind of far away. He's got to get on a boat. You got to get on a train. Can't travel during the day. Might take him a couple days. By then they would have been gone. So you just got to let them go. Yeah. Like a Bond villain. Yeah. Okay, Muzan, I'm not gonna question you. That's weird, Muzan, but that's all I'm gonna say. Because if I say anymore, you're gonna suck all the blood out through my ears. And it's just like that's it, And it's like I don't know if he had meant that to hurt Akaza's pride, because Akaza's kind of a prideful guy. But it's like Akaza just happened to be close. I mean, like how close was he within sprinting distance? Was he within shouting distance? Was Akaza on the train the whole time? See, that's weird. It's just like again, I expect more out of someone who is painted to be the main bad guy. I expect something more out of someone who's been alive for 300 years. You should be more dastardly than that, Muzan, but he's not. He's just this weirdo. And it's like, what is the end goal, Muzan? Like what do you want to be? You're like Invader Zim. What are you going to do, Zim? Zim's like, I'm gonna invade the Earth. Okay, Zim, why? Because for the Yurkin Empire. Okay, you're here. You invaded. Now what? I guess I'll take over. How? I don't know. Okay. Okay. I'll see you at school, Zim. Later, Dib. And they just like, that's just it. And it works for Zim because Zim's an incompetent little alien. But for Muzan's like, what's the end goal, Muzan? To live forever. It's like, you're a demon. You already achieved that. Now what? No, I want to walk out in the sunlight and be normal and live forever. Okay. How? I don't know. I don't know. And it's like, he makes such odd decisions. And again, in that kind of Bond way, like later on, he finds out that Nezuko's the MacGuffin, and again, in that devious Bond villain kind of way, he's like, yes, it's Nezuko, it's been Nezuko all along. And I think there's some upper moons there, and they're like, okay, and then he's like, stop what you're doing, go get Nezuko, and they're like, you want us to stop what we're doing? Yes. and go get this little demon girl. Yes. So she can be my little Emoto waifu. Okay. That's weird, Muzan. That, okay. I'll see you later. And they just go. He just drops everything he's doing and just go after Nezuko. And it's so strange. I don't know if he's gonna change in the series. And it's funny because it's like Demon Slayers is this series that has such well written villains, and they have such tragic backstories. Not all of them, but quite a few of them do. And you sympathize with them, and when they overcome something, it's such a satisfying victory. Or like when they lose someone, it's so tragic because they're such a big part of this overarching series. And you would expect Muzan to be the same way. You would expect him to influence the world that he's in the same way. But he's not. He's just this weird guy. He's just like, yes, I'm going to do this because. And he's like this 10-year-old boy, with ultimate power. It's just so strange. And you know what? Now that I think about it in retrospect, he is really weird. He makes odd decisions, like when he calls all the lower moons together, and he's in disguise, and he's upset that the lower moons don't recognize him. I mean, one of them flat out's like, "Oh, I'm waiting for Muzan. What's up with this pretty lady? She's got really scary eyes." He fucking kills him. So how dare you not recognize me? And you're like, of course they didn't recognize you, Muzan. They were expecting to have a meeting with you. Like, I could just imagine what it was like when he's like gonna tell the upper moons, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna call together all the lower moons today, and I'm gonna have a meeting with them." And the upper moons are like, "That's cool. That's cool. About what?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm thinking about disbanding them. Then I'll probably kill them and eat them." It's like, "Oh, okay. Um, and you're gonna go like that?" "Yeah, dressed as a woman?" And Muzan's like, "A very beautiful woman." It's like, "Yes." Um, they're kind of expecting a meeting with you. So why? He goes, "I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny." Okay, again, that's very weird, Muzan. I'm not gonna question it because you'll suck the blood out of my body through my ears. But okay, and it's like, would any of the upper moons recognize him if they didn't already know? I mean, okay, yeah, you can say that Akaza recognized him when he was a little boy, but the question is, did Akaza already know? Like, what if Akaza had showed up and it was just another random little boy, and he's like, "Oh shit, this isn't Muzan this time. Crap! I just dispelled all my information to him. I guess I'll have to kill him." And it's just like you're leaving so much to chance, Muzan. That's so weird of you. Stop being weird. I expect better. I expect you to be like Moriarty. God damn it, Muzan. Such a weirdo. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll change as the series goes on. I doubt it. I think he's just gonna continue to be a weirdo. And I'm not taking away from the fact that Muzan's a very powerful demon. I know that he is a very powerful demon. But when it comes to like decision making and planning, God, he's so strange. You could just replace him with Zim and it would have the same end results, really. Um, but yeah, those are just kind of my thoughts on Muzan. Such a weirdo. And this has been Jim, and I do talk forever. And if you're still here with me, thanks for listening. Bye.